Hello, what are the differences between SQL and NoSQL databases? In this video, we will see differences between SQL and NoSQL databases. If you can see the following diagrams, the first one, top one, SQL databases. Here, the data can be stored in the form of relation. Here, the operations are analytical, that is OLAP, online analytical processing. Whereas NoSQL database, we are having four major types of NoSQL databases. The first one is column family, the second one is graph based, the third one is document based, then the fourth one is key value database. While coming to differences between SQL and NoSQL databases, according to NoSQL, the four types of databases compared with SQL databases with various factors. The first one, data storage model. In SQL databases, tables with the fixed rows and columns. Whereas in NoSQL databases, according to document database, JSON documents, JavaScript object notation. Whereas key value database, key value pairs. Whereas wide column database, tables with rows and dynamic columns. Whereas graph based database, nodes and edges. While coming to the next future, development history. In SQL databases, developed in the 1970s with a focus on reducing data application. Whereas in NoSQL databases, developed in the late 2000s with a focus on scaling and allowing for rapid application change driven by Agile and DevOps practices. Examples, SQL database examples are Oracle, MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server, and PostgreSQL. Whereas NoSQL databases, document database examples are MongoDB and CouchDB. Key value databases are Redis and DynamoDB. Wide column databases are Cassandra and HBase. Finally, graph based databases are Neo4j and Amazon Neptune. The next operation, primary purpose of SQL database, general purpose, whereas NoSQL databases in document database, it is a general purpose. In key value database, large amounts of data with simple lookup requires. Whereas in wide column database, large amounts of data with predictable query patterns. In graph-based database, analyzing and traversing relationships between connected data. Then schema wise, in SQL databases it is rigid, it means not flexible, whereas in NoSQL database schemas are flexible. Then coming to scaling, in SQL databases vertical means scale up with a larger server, whereas in NoSQL databases horizontal scale out across commodity servers. The next factor, multi-record ACID transactions, SQL databases supports, whereas NoSQL databases most do not support multi-record ACID transactions. However, some like MongoDB do. Then join operations in SQL databases typically required, whereas in NoSQL databases typically not required. Then coming to another feature, data to object mapping requires ORM, object relational mapping in SQL databases, whereas in NoSQL databases, many do not require ORMs, whereas MongoDB documents map directly to data structures in most popular programming languages. These are all the major differences between SQL and NoSQL databases.